Hi, love bugs. This is Shrika coming to you guys with some tech news. No, we would not be needing no tea because this is tech news. So the first thing that I want to talk about is let's talk about Apple. As we all know, Apple recently came out with the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7s. Now Apple is in talks of coming out with a new iPhone. If you guys keep up with Apple as a company, period, as I do, Apple usually releases iPhones around September. That's pretty much their month to release an iPhone. If they're going to release one. So right now they're in the talks of possibly pushing back the new iPhone to possibly November, December instead of September. So they're even for us techies out there. They're even thinking about pushing the date back as far as March of next year, to pretty much come out the same time in the same month as when Samsung normally does their Samsung Galaxy S series. They may come out at the same time. In my opinion, so let's address each news item at a time. There's only 2 tonight. In my opinion, I do not feel that Apple should come out with a new iPhone at the same time as one of their competitors. Apple is known for coming out with new products in September, the new iPhone in September. That's what consumers are used to. At least everyone is expecting another iPhone to come out this year. We're not expecting a new iPhone to come out next year. So everyone's waiting for the iPhone 7s Plus, 7, whatever it's going to be called. 7, they're thinking about the 7 Pro or iPhone Pro. iPhone, just a regular iPhone, calling it regular, just iPhone. So who knows? Whatever Apple decides to call it, everyone is looking for this new iPhone because, in my opinion, the iPhone 7 and 7s, especially the 7s, it looks very similar to the iPhone 6s Plus, which is the one that I have. Only thing there are a few differences: the speed, the fact that you only have one port now, and then the fact that you don't have the actual button that you're clicking. Other than that, it's nothing really different. There's minor differences, but everyone's anticipating the arrival of the new iPhone. So to push it back to March, and especially the time when Samsung comes out with their new device, in my mind, I feel like that's a bad move. It could go either way. It can go where Samsung's new phone can pretty much outdo the new iPhone. So I don't think that's a good idea. Apple, they're thinking in terms of, or at least it's in talks that Apple may be okay because they came out with the iPhone 7 and 7s. I do not think that that's their cushion, the iPhone 7 and 7s, because a lot of people, I'm not even going to say a lot of people who I know, YouTubers who I follow, regarding this, a lot of people basically sent back their iPhone 7, 7s because they felt like there was no difference, and we're all waiting for that new iPhone that's going to have be different from the iPhone 7 and 7s. That's just kind of like with Windows, where Windows came out with Windows Vista, and they were so quick to hurry up and try to, get everyone onto Windows 7. So it's kind of like the same thing. It's like you come out with a bad batch that doesn't, they probably may have sold well because if you're up on Apple products, you're going to go out and get that new iPhone. But then when you get it, that wow factor is like gone. That's basically how I feel about the iPhone 7 and 7s. I was going to run out to the store and get it. My friend, when she comes over, I play with her phone, and I'm just like, I don't see no difference compared to my phone. It looks like the same phone. I was able to even go to the store and buy her the same case, same screen protector that I have on my phone, and it worked. So I don't really see any difference. The phones are the same size, same width. Like I said, hopefully Apple does not do this, and just stick to your dates that we're used to, your months that we're used to. September, November, December is not bad because you still have those 3 months where you can you're not competing with anyone, especially not your biggest rivalry, Samsung. Come on now. Don't come out with something new the same time Samsung releases their item, because that can backfire so big, man. Like, I'm gonna move on to the second topic. Second one, if any of you guys know or may not have heard, Comcast is trying to get into the wireless mobility business. So they have what's called Xfinity Mobile. Okay, how it works is that there's 2 different ways you can go about doing this, and it's mainly geared towards existing Comcast customers, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna eventually open it up to new customers. But I guess to beta test it sounds like it's more for existing customers right now. So right now, there's an unlimited talk, text, data plan where if you pay $65, that's just for one line, $65. It's not no discounted second line, $65 per line. However, if you bundle your services and do like a $150 bundle, then you can go down to $45 a month, per line. Now, one thing that I noticed when I was, looking into this and, researching it is that you have to pay $12. I think it's $12 for every gigabyte. If you want more data, because it sounds like the data is only for 12 gigabytes. If you go over, it slows down. But say you want to buy an extra gig to, make it, to have it to where your speeds are not slow, it's $12. So another thing that they're doing is that if you want to know how they're getting the cellular service, well, for Wi-Fi, they're using their own connections. So I know you guys probably see the Xfinity hotspots. I don't know where you guys, where some of you guys are living, but I know I have people watching all over. But Xfinity has their own little hotspots. So they're going to use their own Wi-Fi connection. But for the actual cellular towers, they're using Verizon. So that's actually, it sounds like it could be a good service. I don't plan on switching anytime soon, because one thing about, when you get on something new is that when you finally get on that train, you realize, oh my gosh, I want to get off. Or when you get on that ride, you're like, oh, why did I wait 2 hours for this? And it's not even worth it. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. I don't want my services combined, because let's be real, Comcast is not the most reliable service out there. I mean, just last week, I think our service was down for an entire day. And I can see if you give, and it was, I think it was down, I think it was only down here in Florida, or I think it was everywhere. We found out that it was just a worldwide, like a countrywide type issue. But even then, it's like, who wants to go through that? I don't. If my service is out for my cellular phone, my internet, my cable, my home phone, my security system, especially my security system, who wants to go through that? Nobody. So I think that day it was all of the services. Well, actually, I don't think it was all of the services, because my house phone was still ringing. I think it was just for internet. However, I still feel that this, for me, will not work. It may work for other people who love combining all their bills with one company, but for me, no. This is not going to work for me. Comcast, what they need to work on is they need to focus more on the services that they currently offer, like offering some la carte options for customers who don't want a freaking $150 package just to watch 40, 50 channels. They need to have a la carte, because it allows everyone to pick and choose what you want. That's what they need to focus on. They need to focus on bettering their services. I mean, you're just Comcast. Now you're going to Xfinity everything. Come on, like you just had Xfinity 1, not Xfinity 2, Xfinity 3, Xfinity. Like, stop it. Focus on making your stuff a little bit more reliable, where when I go to get on the internet, I can get connected. When I go to pick up my house phone, I have a dial tone. When I go to turn on the TV to watch cable, I can turn it to, my shows that I want to watch. It's just, I just feel like this goes back to my business video, which I'll leave a link down below. Businesses trying to grow too fast. Stop growing. Focus. They're not good, but they're already in the communications business. Stay in there. Stay in that area. Stop trying to, overdo it. They're trying to be like AT&T, but they have to understand AT&T was Bell South. AT&T bought out Bell South. Then they bought out DirecTV. So AT&T is not building things from scratch. They are buying out companies and merging them into one. Okay? So you guys have to not you guys, but Comcast needs to understand, perfect the craft that you're doing right now before you add in other stuff. They can't even get the communications business right. How you gonna deal with wireless mobility? So I just think Comcast needs to pump the brakes on this cellular service and just worry about making sure they're more reliable. Because I have people complaining about Comcast left and right, and I don't even work for the company. Like, I'm complaining about them. I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna get our credit from last week. So I gotta call them about that credit, because I just feel like, every time I'm turning around, they gave me over $30 in credit one month because they just could not keep the service on. I had to eventually send out a technician, still didn't find anything wrong. So it's just unnecessary stuff. Focus on lowering the prices for existing customers. This topic, I'm venting now, guys, but this topic bothers me because Comcast, a new customer can come in and get a better deal than an existing customer. But if you go to AT&T and if you're an existing customer, they're going to find you a better deal. Okay? New customers don't have new customers are signed on to the current packages. Existing customers are introduced to the Godfather packages that you can get into. So I feel that Comcast, there's just no separation. They need to just learn how to treat their customers better and have more incentives for their customer. We've been with Comcast since, I think we've been with them for about 10 years now. And the thing is, there has been no incentives for us being a customer. Show your customers that you care. And stop getting these new services for what? You haven't even done anything. This is good for existing customers, but not really. Why do we have to pay $65 if we don't go with a $150 bundle? This is not offering us an incentive. If this is their way of offering an incentive, you can have it, because we don't want it. That is not an incentive. That's a slap in the face. And literally, it is, because what are you guys really doing? If any of you guys can tell me what Comcast has done for you, where they are your godfathered in to a plan, or you're paying less than $100 a month. Because when we first started with Comcast, and I know communication, 911, all that stuff goes up. I know that. However, have Godfather plans. Just like with, other companies, I ain't gonna say no names, but with other companies, I am gonna say some names. Let's keep it 100. AT&T, they used to have it, AT&T had it to where you were godfathered into a plan. If a new plan came out, you were able to make that decision if you wanted to upgrade to that new plan or not. Comcast needs to learn a couple of things first from other companies before they upgrade. Before they upgrade or add any new services. Because you don't want to have something be a success for 2 months and then your stocks go down. God forbid that happens. I'm not wishing bad on Comcast at all, but Comcast just needs to focus on bettering their service. We're starting with customer service for one, and then working on how to offer more incentives for existing customers. Every other company does it. I mean, for crying out loud, Geico is learning how to revamp their services for their customers. You know, you have AT&T is offering new incentives for their customers. Existing customers, they have one side for new customers, one side for existing customers. An existing customer that has been with you for 20 years or 10 years or 5 years, after that 1 year, that customer is like family. Start treating them like family. Man, so that's basically it for my tech news, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Comcast, I take it really serious because I mean, I love the company, you know, but sometimes it's just, I don't know if we're gonna come home one day, or, you know, you try to, you know, go turn on the TV or try to turn on the computer, get on the internet to pay a bill, and you don't have service. And then we have to use our phones to try to pay bills. So, as always, love bugs, I love you guys. As always, please comment, like, hit that subscribe button if you guys want some more of these news videos. And I mean, I need to know, comment section, if you guys feel the same way how I do about these topics. Also, hit the like button so that I can know if you guys love my news segments. I don't do them as often. They're far and few. But when I do them, I try to make sure I'm very open and transparent with you guys. Like I said, this is not the tea. This is tech news. You guys enjoy your evening. God bless.